Hey everyone, this is Hollander Cooper with GamesRadar.com, here with Rich Farrelly, who's working on Medal of Honor Warfighter. How you doing?
Doing well, man. How are you?
Not bad. So, Warfighter coming out this year. What makes it different than the last Medal of Honor?
Well, so what makes the new Medal of Honor different is, like in the last game, we came out of World War II and went into the modern times. Now we're coming out of Afghanistan and into the more of the global war on terror. It's about the story follows some familiar faces from the last game. You have Voodoo, Mother, Preacher, who you play as. They've left AFO Neptune and they've formed a new group called Task Force Mako.
And is Mako going to be traveling around to a lot of new locations?
They'll be traveling around to a few different locations of the world. Basically, they're tasked with tracking down the source of this new deadly type of explosive called PETN. And you may have heard of this in the news from the guy, the shoe bomber and the underwear bomber and the printer toner cartridges that are being sent. There's numerous car bombs that have gone off that use this type of explosive. So it's a very real threat, and our guys were trying to find the source of it.
And authenticity is something that Danger Close has brought up a lot when discussing Medal of Honor. How far have you gone to make sure you're getting the most authentic experience possible?
Well, we work with tier 1 consultants, a number of them, and to the point where they're in the studio almost daily. So we're able to ask them questions about anything and everything regarding the game. What kind of guns they would use, how they would enter a room, anything. What would this room look like in the Philippines? Because a lot of these guys have been to different parts of the world, and they know they're like walking encyclopedias for us. And
when you were on the last Medal of Honor, you were also working closely with the U.S. Army. Is this game have that, or is it mostly working with the Tier 1 guys?
I think just the way I talked about how the war has shifted. I think that the same as we've kind of toned in on that in the game, where it's more Tier 1 focused. It's more small unit focused.
So no more hammer in this one, just the scalpel?
This is the scalpel and the scalpeler. Is that a word? I don't know.
Sure it is. So, and you also mentioned that there are a lot of the missions are going to be ripped from the headlines. Can you talk about any in particular?
It's more not so much ripped from the headlines, but we like to everything in the game has a dotted line to something that has occurred somewhere, within the time frame that we're talking about. The demo you just saw, you saw a bunch of aid workers that have been held hostage by a group called Abu Sayyaf. This happens very frequently down in that region, so we drew inspiration from that and we created our fictionalized version of an actual event.
So it's going to include a lot of fictionalized versions of big events that have actually happened?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of our approach with the game. And then obviously we have input from our consultants. They have a lot of stories that they've told us. We draw inspiration from that, and we create sort of amalgams of all these things to create our story thread.
Any chance of a video game portrayal of the tracking down and killing of Osama bin Laden in the game?
Well, we haven't really talked about it too much. I don't think that's, in that respect, I don't think it's really our story to tell. But we're just talking about the kind of stuff that we're showing in the game right now. So like the Philippines and Greg mentioned the Somali pirate threat.
Okay, cool. And can you give us the release date and the systems it'll be out for, rather?
So it's coming out October 23rd, 2012, and it's going to be on PS3, Xbox 360, and PC.
Any plans for a Wii U version at this time?
Not at this time. We like the Wii U. We think it's going to be a great console for Nintendo, but we're going to stick with the 3 that we're with now.
All right, cool. Thank you very much.